Neverwinter glitches, or holes in the world, or clipping through the walls, or finding holes in the invisible walls, whatever you want to call it. Now, of all the MMOs I've played in my day, Neverwinter is definitely one of the glitchiest and the buggiest, and I know the fans are going to say, oh, that's because it's just in a beta, but honestly, betas are for balancing and for finding major exploits, major cheats, major hacks even, maybe. You know, things like that, glitches in the auction house, that sort of thing, but this kind of thing where you can literally walk through an invisible wall, because I know I'm not supposed to be here, because that wall right there, it was really flat, so that means I was only supposed to view it from that angle of the front. I wasn't supposed to be looking at it from the side or even behind. So it was obvious I'm not supposed to be up here, and I can see the vast plain of the empty world when I jump down to the left, which I will do in a second, and I don't think you're supposed to see that normally either. So it's obvious you're just not supposed to be up here, and it's not really that big of a deal. It doesn't give me any advantage, and it really doesn't affect anything. It's just kind of interesting because of all the MMOs I've played in during my time on the internet and during my time of playing video games, which has been many MMOs, this one is the buggiest that I have played yet, and I have played many of those MMOs even in beta. And as I said, this really isn't that big of a deal as a bug. I mean, I bet you could find this in any game. In version 1, 2, 3, 10, you could probably find a hole in the world and glitch out. I know in Halo 1, Halo 2, I still glitch out of the world in those games just because it's so much fun. And they fixed it in Halo 3 and all the new ones by adding a death timer that if you're out of the box for like 10 seconds, it kills you. But anyway, for this one, it's also really weird how easy it is, though, because most things you have to really try, you have to really look, but most of these glitches that I find where I can get outside of the world that they want me to be in, it wasn't that hard to find. It just took a couple of minutes of jumping around. And it's kind of funny because it turns it into a platformer, or not even really a platformer, but it kind of adds a fun jumping aspect and trying to platform in it. And the game itself is pretty fun, I do admit, but sometimes you get bored. This other one is in Neverdeath Graveyard, I think, or Neverdeath Reach. It's by the Neverdeath Graveyard, I know that much. And you need to climb up this wall from this camp, and then there's an invisible ledge that it's kind of small, but if you jump over to the right enough, you can get to it. And then you can jump onto the wall over there. See right there, I was standing on it, and if you jump correctly, you can actually jump onto the big wall and then fall down, and you know, if you do get stuck down there or even up there, you will have to kill yourself to escape. And that's pretty good that they added that option, which probably means that they knew you would get stuck sometimes, because I just think it's pretty funny. I know when Guild Wars 2 came out, I never got stuck ever on anything, and World of Warcraft, I've never been stuck. Other MMOs like, let's see, what are the really cheap ones, like Fliff and Repels, those ones I never got stuck in. I mean, you know, just all the random ones I played. I never could find these kind of things this easily, and it's not even a bad thing, it's kind of fun, but there were some cases that I found some holes where I could bypass entire areas and not have to fight any enemies, and that was pretty helpful, just because you know, sometimes it's not fun going in, doing a quest, and you spend like 10 minutes wiping out all the enemies. You finish the quest, you come back outside, and you have to kill all the enemies all over again. But I didn't want to show that in case, I don't know, I got in trouble. I don't know why I would. But anyway, you can actually fall down here, and if you do, you will have to kill yourself, which I do eventually. And you're obviously not supposed to be back here, because if for the previous one you thought, oh, maybe they want you to do that, well, for this one, obviously not. I mean, I can look outside, and I was actually trying to look for an enemy to attack to see if I could kill them from behind the walls, but I couldn't find any. And there's this random hole here that I do actually end up falling down and getting stuck in. And that'll be it for this video. I have recorded many more glitches and I've found many more, and I'm sure many people have found many more, but I just wanted to make this just for fun, really. Overall though, this is a very fun, free MMO. I think it is blatantly pay to win, so if that's a problem for you, don't play it, but so far I haven't spent a dime in it, and I have been managing pretty well. And for the most part, I think it's one I will play until I hit level 60, but after that I'll probably stop. I hear there's like no endgame content, and honestly I don't know what they're gonna add to make it more endgame. There's just not enough people playing right now. But for a free MMO, at least I think it may be free. Right now it's just an open beta. I don't know if it'll be free afterwards. I don't know if there'll be character wipes. But for now, I'll keep playing until, you know, either I have to pay for it, or I hit level 60, or they wipe my account, whichever comes first. And for the most part, I would suggest it, especially if you have a couple of friends who just want something to do, but a big fun thing is actually just going around trying to find these random holes in the world.